Hey, welcome back. Yes, part 2 of hand stacking. Here we are. Basic toolkit. We have our trusty straw. Here it is, yes. If I can get it out. It's not coming out. Come on, straw. There we go. We keep it on a lanyard so we don't lose it. Our brush, our pencil, mechanical pencil, bing, and our trusty spatula. So how do we make our sandcastle? Well, we work from the top down, set the angle, and just make it like a pencil. I'm doing all this from one side so you can see how we're filming it, but try and keep your spatula flat, Andy. Perfect, Andy. Make a pencil. Okay, keep the spatula flat. Alright, so we've got the pencil. We're going to take some of this outside stuff off. Now, one thing about hand stacking, there's our little bridge in the top of our stairs. Let's do the other one. Make another little tower here. It's going to be our little guard tower. We're going to make this one straight, square, I should say, not straight. So like that. And like I said, I'm only carving it from one side today because I just want to show you how to use the tools. When you're going to make an edge on the roof, just get your spatula and cut like that. Just cut in and then cut straight down. Cut in and then straight down, okay? And then on this one, we're going to make our pencil design again, so make sure it's fairly straight. And then you've got this bump. So if you want to win any competition, you have to have one of these. This is an offset spatula. We sell them at sandcastlelessons.com. You have to have one of these. Otherwise, frankly, you're wasting your time. Right, ready? You turn it so the bump is on the inside, and then you just go around like this. Turn it and go around, and just it makes a perfect eve on your castle. So we can make an eve on the castle, right, like that. Boom. Right, very, very simple. Oh, that's not very straight, Andy. Okay, so we're going to go around like this. But then how do we do stairs, Andy, on a hand stack castle? Well, we cut our diagonal in, and then we go straight down. So when you've got a hand stack, you've only got so much room, so you've got to cut your little balcony here for your doorway. Right, we're going to make a doorway in a minute. We cut the stairs, and then we haven't got as much sand as we need here, so we're going to do this. But then so you always cut away from the tower down onto the stairs. And then don't use your fingers, use your tools. So we've got a little balcony here, and we've got a set of stairs here. So that's how you rough out your sandcastle. Also, we're going to put a doorway here, aren't we? When you've got hand stacked sand, there'll be air holes in it. Well, you can push sand, cut underneath, and then if there's a hole, rub sand in, keep the blade flat, and then pull it away. And you should have a perfect surface. That's how you can make the surfaces smooth. All right? Like this. So if you've got some holes, a bit of wet sand, move up and down, and then the holes will disappear. Boom. But then we need the staircase to come down the other side, doing a return as it's known. Alright? Well, we've also got our stairs here, so we're going to just put the ramp on them. We're not going to finish them, so the door is going to be here. We're going to come round and go like this, so the stairs go right into our moat. So then use your tool and just scrape it off. Alright? We don't need this other sand, put it back in the hole. Okay, we don't need this excess sand. We can put it back in our hole and use it again in a moment. Also, if your hole's starting to fill up with water, it helps to absorb it. So there we go. So we've got our little parapet. Why don't we make another little staircase? And then we're going to have a doorway in here. And then our main staircase will come off here and be cut right there. So let's chop this down, make it nice and square like that. Oh, hole. Alright, like this. And we've got a tower on top of a bridge here, but we're going to do this first. That's still not straight, Andy. So we can do this, and if you want it perfectly straight, or if you want it textured, just use your brush. if you want the roof texture. If you've got lines like this, use the flat part of your brush. This is a basic toolkit. This is what we have, a basic toolkit. We just rub it like that, and then we do that. And if there's a bump, take it off. And keep brushing. Just brush, 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 make the top round, make the top a little bit flatter. Alright, so that's how you can finish your tower. Get some texture on it if that's what you want. Alright? But then we're just going to make our ramps now. This is called roughing out. So we've got a little balcony here, and we're going to come down the side of our castle to here. So we're going to make the stairs thinner. So flat space, ramp, flat space, ramp. And that's how you release your stairs and get them to come down to the bottom. When you're hand stacking, you can just squash the sand into place. It doesn't have to last all day. If you're only doing this, a competition for 3 or 4 hours or 2 hours, you haven't got any problems at all. Alright? So that's what you can do to make the sandcastle. So that's how you rough it out. You get the basic shape, okay? Then, pencil. If you want shingles, you can draw shingles. Do them any shape you like. Put the lines in between each other like this. Okay. Below. Doorway. Put your doorway in. But then we don't want that door because it's boring, and we don't do boring. Why don't you slide your spatula across at an angle and make sure the side is clean. And then take the side of the door off and expose the frame like this. And then you can put a black line behind your door. Make sure your door is nice and flat. Alright, like that. And then put a black line. You can use your pencil at this stage to put the dark line between the door and the frame. Then blow it out. So that way your door appears to be open. Okay, so then windows. Well, you can do, if you want slot windows, you can do this. And just gently slot it with the pencil. Like that. If you want round tops to it, use your straw. This is too hard, I'm going on. Ready? But that's boring. We don't like boring, so let's do a bigger window down here, shall we? On the side of our wall. Now I'm not working from the top, am I? So let's move up again. Put it in at 45 degrees and then 45 degrees. You can check that because you've already got a right angle right here. You can put it in there and just lift it like that. And then that way you can just saw it up and down, and if you want to keep window, a very narrow window, you can just make one. But that's boring, we don't do boring. Ready? So we get the spatula, hold it with our fingers like this, both hands, put it at an angle, and then just go chop, 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 while we lift, and then you have a perfect shuttered window. You do not blow on that. It's the only thing we don't blow on. Okay? Now if you've got a little piece like this which is broken out, oh no! You can round that off with your fingers. You can even round it like this and shade the sides down so you fix it. And then shade the bottom down so it's a perfect window. Like that. Gently blow it. Alright? So then, do we want some stones on our castle? Well, we're going to show you how to do stones with this part. So, we're going to leave our castle smooth at the moment. This one, it's even smaller, so just baby windows. Baby windows, make their round tops as well. Okay, doorway. Use your spatula, just scrape it up. And then cut the top and then scrape it down. There's your doorway. You can outline it if you like. You can even make it out of wood. Just gently put some wood grain on it, some lines. There it is, okay? So that's the way you can start with your roof, your window, your door, and then you've got your stair ramps. How do we do stairs? Same old way. Down, out, sideways, in. Lift it off, down. Oh, we broke the bridge. No! So what do we do now? Well, why don't we just leave it? Why don't we just leave it as if it's broken? Yes. Okay? And we can even round it off like that. Why don't we just round that off inside and see if it'll stand there. Obviously in a competition, if you want to win the competition this weekend at Sandcastle Days, one of the things you have to do is take a few risks. So we're gonna square this off like this, and we can even cut underneath and make another building like that. So it's very, very fast, very simple. Let's cut down through here gently and then cut down. Alright? So there we go. Broken steps. And we've even got a bit of degradation here, so why don't we just turn this into stones? Gently, gently draw tiny little pebbles with your pencil. Tiny, tiny pebbles. And then you can make your castle look as if it's made out of stone. Like that. And then gently blow it away. And if you want to age the stones, use your brush. Make it look like it collapsed a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Okay, so now we're going to move back to the big tower. Down to the top, out. One critical step here, this should be pointing towards this point at all times, every step. So like this, pull it out this way, then slide it in, lift it off. See the line? Down, out. And you can push it in. When the stairs are thin like this, just push them in. If it breaks off, don't worry too much about it. There's your stairs, but to make it more dramatic, come from underneath and cut that away. That also gives you more room on the staircase below. But before you do the staircase below, you have to put a window in. 45, 45, check it's 90. Make a hole. Put the spatula in, chop, 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 chop. So you've got stuff like this on your spatula. Take it out and round it off again with your pencil. Look, use your pencil just to round the window and just level it up. Just keep it neat and clean all the way. Use your pencil. Very simple. If you want to get really fancy, you can make all the steps look like they're individual stones that stick out of the castle. Just scrape away underneath each step with your pencil and then take the little edges off. Well, it doesn't look very old. Why don't we age it? Very gently, just brush that. Okay? So then it'll look like very, very old stones. Okay? So now we're going to do something different, a different type of stone. We've got our other staircase coming down here. We have our balcony. We can put another doorway in here. Let's just do an open, like a closed door. Like this. Actually, no, we'll open it. Why not? Go across it at an angle and then just cut around the edge of the door. You notice I'm using two hands sometimes on the spatula to keep it steady. That's because I'm old. So there you go. One little thing, which is quite nifty in a competition, if you've got cracks and bits of holes inside, you can always make a crack in your sandcastle that links up to your window and then goes down like this onto the step. And then make sure it has 3 points. It's going to come up here and go round. And then you can clean the middle out if you want to. And make it look like there are little tiny stones inside by drawing the little tiny stones. So it looks like the inside of the castle wall is cracked. and there are stones behind it. Boom. Okay, so how do we do the bigger stones at the bottom? So look, we're going to clear all this away. We've got a nice pyramid shape. Okay, why don't we just take this off? We're coming down now, so we're going to start at the bottom of the next step, down, in, up. Now, if it breaks off like this, just move further back. Then down, and I'd slide it in when I'm doing stairs this small. Slide it in. It's a very fast process because this is very soft sand. It's not like using formed sand, right? It's very flaky, very breaky. That's why we don't do it. Well, we do it sometimes, occasionally when we need to finish. But what you can do then is a different sort of stone rather than stones like this or pebbles. You can actually just get your spatula and cut across the face like this and undercut the surface of the sand. Just go one way and then the other and undercut it. Alright, so it looks like it's big slabs of stone sitting on here. This is so weird because I haven't done this for so long, and you can make it look like big pieces of stone holding up your castle. And then if you want to go really crazy, you can go right into the hard beach, which is here, and make it look like it's coming right out of the beach. So if you've got a bad beach, I say a bad beach, there's no such thing, but if you've got a beach that's very rough and the sand won't stack properly and you've tested it and you just can't get it to work, the secret is to go down, not up. So carve into the beach and make the rocks come right out of the beach like this. Boom. Okay? So then what do we do to clean all this up? Well, again, we can make this our stairs softer. Very, very gently, just touch it like that. Then this piece, we've got a wall here. We've started a line. So why don't we just follow that line all the way down to the step, like that. And then move this on its side and cut into that. So you cut into that, like that, and cut right back to the line. Then find your step again. Then turn this on its side again and make this beautiful and curved, because we want a beautiful sandcastle. So scrape this away so you've got no debris. Scrape that away like that so it's nice and smooth. If you've got your brush or you've got a bigger brush, you can always texture that. Alright? And then you can bring your staircase. Start your stairs from your flat space. We've got to do another door here, but you know what the doors are like. Down, out, sideways, in. Down, out. Now this step has got to meet this step, so that's what we're doing here. And that's a tiny bit big, so we're going to take that down a bit. So that's that step, and then start at the base of this one and just go in like this. And go across. Well, now you've got to imagine that you've got a point here. Right in the centre of this circle. So then aim your spatula towards your pencil, and then your stairs will turn the right way to go back into the moat. And obviously I'm going very fast at the moment. This sand is very soft here, so do that, and then trim the side of your stairs and just push that sand away. Now there's another little dicky thing you can do here. You've got this step, and you've got this step, and you've got this step, and then you're going to clean this out. So, yeah, why don't we make another bridge? Let's see if it'll stand up, shall we? So all you're going to do is cut a hole, rotating your spatula. It's a remarkable tool, isn't it? Alright, don't worry about the debris. So just rotate it until you come out of the other side. You're not pushing, you're cutting. Alright? So you're actually cutting a hole all the way through. Cut the hole, lift the sand, and then you can go a bit thinner, all the way through, and then lift the sand out. Don't be tempted to stick your big fuzzy hand in there because you'll break it. That's the biggest way people break bridges all the way. So then we got this hole. Well, great. Well, that's when you cut it down to the step. You cut the side of the hole and then you scoop it out like this. You cut the side and cut the side. And then the bottom you could press in there and make it nice and flat. And then people say, wow, how did you get that lovely finish under the bridge? By using the spatula. Like I said, it's the only tool. So like that, and then, so one of the things you can do is use this bump again, look, and we can actually make the bridge have an arch of its own. So just by using the bumpy part, just go down like that, and then it's got a separate arch. And you can make it any shape you want to. If you want a Gothic arch, you can point the top like that. Okay, don't lift all your sand out, just press it in there, and then make it nice and flat to come out onto your steps. So you can do that, and then you can just brush it if you want to. Very fast, very simple. And then you can do this to get all this off. And then if you're still sitting on the side of your hole, which you are, you can then make the hole look like a giant stone, or some giant stones that are sitting. Your sandcastle is sitting on giant stones. So you can do this and just make them look like overlapping stones. So you just put one stone here, you put another stone here, and you just cut them, undercut them, like this, right into the side of your hole. Right, boom. So, and make sure they're undercut. You see the shadow that's appearing right there? They have to be undercut, because that way it gives them a 3D appearance. And then, what do you do to make them look like real stones? Well, you dust them. You literally just dust the edges. And you have to work from the top down, obviously. I know I say obviously now, because I'm assuming that you've all watched all my videos. Ha! I wish. But look, if you want to win this weekend at Sandcastle Days, this is the easy way to do it. If you're doing sandcastling, if you're doing hand stacking, and if you've got a very young family and that's what you want to do, fantastic. But this is just to show you how we can hand stack on the beach and what you can do. I'm still using a basic toolkit. I'm still using the techniques we use in forming, but I'm using a much softer block of sand, which isn't as resilient. And also, you saw how long it took me to put this up. If I wanted to build it as big as a trash can, it wouldn't be possible. Once you go above a certain size, you have to start forming the sand. So there you go. So that's how you can make your rocks. And you can dust them all off. So then it looks like a sandcastle is sitting. Now when you're doing your finishing at the outside, all your loose sand, throw it away from yourself. Alright? Drag it all up and throw it away from yourself and move your hand backwards. That way it has a scattered appearance and not a raked appearance. Okay? So that is, I've only done one side today just to show you how to do this. There's hand stacking, South Padre Island, Andy Hancock. So if you want to win at Sandcastle Days, our annual competition, yeah, you could do that. Or we could just show you how to get a lot bigger. Boom, because you're going to have 4 or 5 hours, I think. So yeah, we'll show you how to get bigger right now.